Hello everyone, welcome to the channel update for March. Hope everyone's February went well. On the channel news front, the Guild of Dungeoneering stream episodes have started to go live. That's currently being streamed on Mondays over on Twitch. Link is in the description below, in the description of the Guild of Dungeoneering videos, the Crusader Kings 2 Random Shattered Worlds stream videos, and of course at the top bar here. And every time I go live, I put up a video here on YouTube that stays up while I'm streaming. Then I try to take it down right afterwards and sometimes forget. But yeah, so lots of links if you are not aware that I'm streaming. Please do check that out on Mondays. Like I said, it's Guild of Dungeoneering, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, GMT -5. It's a fun game. I highly recommend it for those who haven't played it. It's possible to play it in fairly bite-sized chunks as well, which can be pretty nice. There's also a stream on Saturdays, the AD&D Spelljammer stream. We are actually getting close to our 100th session. So it's been going on for quite a while, but please don't let that dissuade you from stopping by and watching. It's a lot of fun to play, and I certainly hope it's a lot of fun for people to watch. There is a loyal group of viewers who I do appreciate coming out pretty much every time. So I want to thank them all, of course. But that's the stream stuff going on right now. On regular video-wise, the Stellaris Megacorp and Crusader Kings 2 Holy Fury Roman Renaissance campaigns, I have wrapped up recording for both of them. So they are done. Videos for the Stellaris campaign will be going through about next week, and the Crusader Kings 2, I think 2 weeks, give or take. So that is all wrapped up. We got to good stopping points. I'm gonna take a break before I start a new one of those. I know that there's a new update for Crusader Kings 2 that's gonna feature wonders, so I may wait for that. I'm gonna try to get a feel for how long away that is. If it looks like it's like 3-4 months away, I may try to do a short another campaign. Stellaris, I don't know that I'll do another campaign until they come out with a new update. And besides, I've got another campaign going on, the multiplayer with Mysterious JG and Zerfall. Each of them are putting up their perspectives on their channels, so do check those videos out as well. And check out the channels as well. There's a lot of videos on them that would be of interest to many of my viewers, especially if you like RPGs or older games. So, links to their channels are here on the sidebar, Mysterious JG and Zerfall, as well as in the descriptions of those episodes. So do check those out. That because of the nature of when we can record, and how much we can record in, getting 3 people together is a bit more difficult than just 2 people. Those videos are only going live Monday, Wednesday, Friday right now. Hopefully once we get, really far ahead on recording and we're pretty sure that, upcoming weeks will be solid, we'll bump up the video frequency. But, that's still up in the air to be discussed at a later date when we decide, based on what's going on. Thea the Awakening and Tales of Vesperia are still going strong. I'm pretty far ahead on recording for Thea because it's a fairly addictive game. It's definitely one of those just one more turn kind of games. But I think I'm close to wrapping up the recording of it, so not sure how many more sessions that will be, but it's not going to be as long as Tales of Vesperia. Tales of Vesperia is going to be another really long RPG. Anyway, those are both you know, still ongoing. A lot of fun to play. Thea the Awakening is another game that I highly recommend playing if you haven't. It's a lot of fun. And Tales of Vesperia, of course, if you like JRPGs or that sort of game, you know, it's a pretty fun game as well. Although it's definitely more aimed at people who like more actiony combat systems than I do. I like my turn-based Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy type combats a little bit more. It's a little bit too fast-paced for me. I'm not that quick thinking kind of thing. I tend to be a bit slow and deliberate in my thought processes, and I always have been ever since I was a really little kid. So it's, you know, just not a case of me getting older, at least not specifically. So the fast pace of the Tales battle system is not, I would say, well suited to me, but it's easy enough to brute force. Just shove items in people's faces and use the in-game free DLCs kind of thing. All of those things were originally DLCs. You had to pay money to get them back on the Xbox 360, I think, whatever it came out on. But with the definitive edition, they just included it all, which is pretty standard for games that had DLCs, limited DLCs. So, yeah, it's a fun game, and you know, check that out if you haven't yet. But like I said, it is going to be going on for quite a while. It's a pretty long game. Other than that, that's really the channel news right now. I have been informed that I'd missed a couple playlists on some of these groupings, so I did get those fixed. If anyone else notices anything missing, definitely do let me know. Like if you expected a game to be in the adventure games category or something like that, and it's not, do let me know, and I'll make sure that those are updated and put in. But these categories are, you know, here primarily to, you know, find the games that you're interested in relatively easily. They're pretty big categories, and I'm limited by the number of categories based on these components. So really, I could only have 2 more categories if I wanted, and then that would be sacrificing kind of 2 showcase things here. Other than that, I think they're generally pretty solid categories. But check those out. Of course, if you want to have another list, I actually have a list over on my blog, which there is a link right here. If you up at the top bar of the channel, if you want to take a look. And then hit the top bar Let's Play Archive YouTube, and there's a full list, you know, in text of just about everything that I have on the channel. Some things have not made it in yet because I just updated this like a month ago, I think. So there are some things missing at that point, but otherwise it's got pretty much everything. So check that out if you want to, you know, a good overview of everything that I've done. I've had some people, you know, say, hey, you should play this game, and I'm like, I have. There's a Let's Play kind of thing. So, yeah, which is fine. You know, I don't mind answering those, but you know, it is a good idea to take at least a cursory look before asking for that. Anyway, over on the blog as well, I have a new deity, Chitza-Atlan, Guardian of the Gateway to the Underworld. It's probably, I think, one of the longest epithets we have I have done for any of the deities. This is an interesting centaur deity. It's from one of the old first edition AD&D adventures set in Greyhawk, and I am now completely blanking on what it was, what the name of it was. I meant to look it up before I started this, but oh well. Wasn't strictly a deity, but it was in 3rd edition elevated to be one, and it was there was a certain element of potential deityness in the adventure. Like, it wasn't explicitly stated, but there was an implicit element that could be interpreted as being divine. So later work, made him a deity, and I decided to flesh it out entirely for the Centaur Pantheon. It's a pretty interesting deity. Check it out if you are interested in Dungeons & Dragons material. It is aimed at 2nd edition, but other than the class information near the end and the spells, everything else is, and the avatar details. Everything else is, setting neutral, essentially. Rules neutral. And like the spell stuff and the priest stuff, with work could be adapted. But do check that out. On Patreon, we are still off from the previously reached $400 goal with the monthly multiplayers. And please keep in mind, those are a lot of fun to play. They're open for people to join, viewers. So if you want to join in with Stellaris or Crusader Kings 2 or other various multiplayer games, we just need to get back up to that $400 goal, and that element of the channel will be returning. And the thing is like, the videos were pretty popular. I mean, they got a lot of views, and some of them are still getting high, reasonably high view counts and watch time, which is really good. I mean, that generates additional money. The problem is that, we were over $400 on Patreon, which is what the goal was, and then we fell back. I kind of need to keep the goals as, fixed points, where if we fall away from that, that bonus material, that bonus element of the channel goes away. So, if you enjoyed watching those, please consider supporting me on Patreon if you aren't. Even $1 goes a long way. I still have not changed up the tiers. I really need to shrink some of them down so that they're not quite as long. They're a little bit vociferous in some of them. And some of them just no one's really taken advantage of the things offered. So I need to change some of them up. Obviously, anyone who's currently gaining benefits, that's not going to go away. And anyone who signs up before I change those benefits will, of course, continue to get those. And I'm not planning on making big changes. I'm just going to be looking over at things that didn't really get a lot of interest, things that haven't done a whole lot of, and try to change them so that they're a bit more engaging, and stuff like that. And there's too many tiers. There don't need to be that many tiers. So that's kind of that. But really, the Patreon does. It's super important for the continued success of the channel. I'm really close to a point where continuing on as I am is not feasible, and I'm going to have to go back into IT, full-time job during the week, which would absolutely cut down on what I can do for the channel and stuff like that, and that would mean that the amount of videos coming out would almost certainly decrease in one way or another. Hard to say right now what that would be. A lot of that would depend on actually getting back into IT in a 24-hour, I mean, not 24, like a 9-to-5 sort of job, or even a overnight job if that came up. like I was working before. But it's something to keep in mind. Your support from the viewers on Patreon, and I mean as well, watching the videos, subscribing on Twitch, either just normal subscriptions or using the Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime free subscription. All of that goes a long way to essentially keeping me solvent and continuing to produce the number of videos that I do produce. And the variety. Because that's the other thing is, like, if I can't produce as much, probably the first thing that's going to fall away is some of the variety. Like, maybe I won't be able to stream every week. Maybe I won't be able to keep a Crusader Kings 2 and a Stellaris Campaign going every day when they come out with new material. Maybe I won't be able to put out a console game and a, essentially PC game every day, and I need to go back to, like, alternating days for some of these. So that's kind of the thing that I want to, make the point. The support on Patreon keeps the channel going. If you're really enjoying my content, like you're looking forward to it every day, eagerly, it's like, oh, I know that he puts out this video, in 10 minutes. I got to make sure that I'm refreshing my YouTube video. Or, if it's just a case of coming home from work and sit down and watch or school, for those who are in school, sitting down and watching all the videos that I've put up that day, in one straight session kind of thing. Your support on Patreon keeps it going. And I really can't do this without you guys. So I do appreciate everyone's support, and I want to encourage anyone who is not currently doing so to please consider it, even at the $1 level. If 100 people come in at $1, for each individual person, that's a drop in the bucket. It's a couple coffees a year. It's, maybe one lunch out at a fast food restaurant per year kind of thing. It really isn't that much in the grand scheme of things, and the more people doing that, the better off I am, the better off the channel is, and the more content I can produce. If the current income from Patreon essentially doubled in the next couple months, I'm not expecting it to do so, I'm just saying hypothetically, that would really allow me to seriously consider even increasing how much I'm producing. Making more videos. So, I really do want to encourage everyone to please consider Patreon. YouTube Red works as well. There's I get more money from a YouTube Red subscription than I do from just a non-Red video views. So if you don't want to see ads, that's a good way of doing it, and also, supporting me on the channel. The Twitch subscriptions, either regular subscriptions or ideally through Amazon Prime and Twitch Prime. And the reason why I say that is because whereas here on Patreon, I get 85 to 90% of what you pledge, what you support me at. On Twitch, it's only 50%, with the exception of the Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime subscriptions, because that's a free benefit you get for having that. And you can subscribe to one channel for free each month, and then I get that amount of money, and it's no extra burden on you, no extra income, monetary burden on you if you already have those accounts. Otherwise, with regular Twitch subscriptions, I only get 50%. So it's not as good, especially for you, the viewers. It's not as good for you to do a regular Twitch subscription as it is to join on Patreon. But obviously, different people have different ways of doing different things that they're comfortable with. So I'm not, like, saying don't do it if you want to. I'm just saying that if you have the choice between X amount on Patreon and X amount on Twitch, your support for me on Patreon is going to go further. The amount of money that you're putting out would be the same, but the amount of money that I get would be higher on Patreon. I highly recommend Patreon for if you want to support the channel. Like I said, even $1, which is lower than you can do on pretty much any of the other supporting methods, goes a very, very long way, and I really appreciate everyone who supports me on Patreon, no matter how much they are supporting me. You can see the scroll down at the bottom of the current supporters, all of whom are, really special to me for their support. There's a Discord role in a private Discord channel where I generally ask things. It's certainly a place if you want to ask me in a semi-private manner. You don't mind some people seeing it, but you want to like ask me about games and stuff like that that I may be playing or considering or suggesting. That's certainly something to do as well. And it's also a place where I can, sometimes I'm playing a game and it's like I need some names really quick. I can just go right into the Discord and put the question in, and anyone, who's there would see it right away. It's faster than putting up a post on Patreon, for example. But I did, I do take viewer names from Patreon for some games. Currently, Thea the Awakening. Almost all of the names used in that game are from patrons, although I actually did run out. Got more characters in that game than I have patrons, so hey, if you want to see your name in Thea the Awakening, now's a good time to get in, because I haven't finished recording. There's still maybe people coming in. But anyway, so that's really it. That's kind of my spiel on the best ways to support the channel. Obviously, liking the videos, leaving comments, all of that is hugely helpful as well. All of that helps the videos show up higher in search results. So anytime I have a new Let's Play out, please do, at a minimum, watch the first episode. To decide at least whether you want to watch the whole game, the whole Let's Play, and leave a like, and if you can, leave a comment. That will, even if you decide at the end, it's not really my thing, I'm not going to watch the whole Let's Play, that at least will get the video higher in the search results. It'll, the YouTube algorithm will see it as a more popular, more engaging video, because people watched it entirely and then liked it, and that will mean that anyone searching for that sort of video is more likely to find mine than some others. So all of that is hugely helpful, and it's another way to also help, especially if you can't afford to support me on Patreon or any other way. You're a student, you're broke, you're whatever. That is a minor way that you can help, and it really does go a long way. The more people who like a video and watch a video entirely and comment, the better the videos perform. So those are the ways that you can support me, and I really do appreciate everyone who does so. And I want to thank you guys again for all the support that you have been showing me. It really does mean a lot, and I try to be honest with, how I'm doing and what's likely to come, and that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of doing this spiel bit about Patreon and other supporting methods, because I do need your help to continue doing this, as essentially a full-time thing, which is what I'm doing now. And I have been for a few years, but it's pretty tight, and part of it has been running on savings that I had from my previous job. And that's kind of dried up now. So anything that you guys can do to help me out, I greatly appreciate it. supporting me on Patreon, supporting me on Twitch, supporting me with YouTube Red, all those things, and just generally liking and watching the videos. Anyway, thank you guys for everything, and I will talk to you in future Let's Plays, streams, and over on Discord. See you next time, everyone.